it was coming. You just knew this was coming. They can't help themselves. Everything always comes back to race or gender. There are plenty of false narratives that are being pushed by the mainstream media right now. Earlier this morning, I'm watching Stephen A. Smith on YouTube. Stevie! Now, usually I don't watch Stevie on ESPN. Hell, I don't watch anything on ESPN. The worldwide leader in woke, it is nothing but highly produced garbage. If you are looking for the absolute worst coverage in sports, go watch ESPN. But even though I don't watch him on ESPN, I am a consistent viewer of Stephen A. Smith on YouTube. Now, I don't always agree with him. Stevie can contradict himself at times, but the reason I watch Stephen A. Smith on YouTube, he's entertaining, and I believe that he actually believes what he is saying. I don't have to agree with you, but as long as you're authentic and entertaining, I'll watch. I'm watching Stephen A. Smith this morning push the same false narrative that the pretending Yenta Alyssa the Farrah Griffin was pushing yesterday morning on The View. Donald Trump is afraid of Cam Harris. She's going to peel the orange and devour the seed. That way we never have to deal with the orange man again. I expect that bullshit from Alyssa the Farrah Griffin. She is a paid propagandist. She relies on her woke welfare check from ABC to provide endless Botox. But I hold Stephen A. Smith to a higher standard because Stephen A. Smith knows better. He knows for damn sure that Donald Trump is not afraid of Cam Harris, or anyone for that matter. The only people afraid of Cam Harris are the leaders of the Democratic Party. Over the last 3 years, they have been so afraid of cackling Cam embarrassing the party, they have hidden her in the White House dungeon. The false narrative being pushed by Stephen A. Smith, though, it pales in comparison to the outright bullshit that we saw last night from the Wicked Weave. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. The Wicked Weave! The Wicked Weave! I don't know what the hell's going on right now between Joy Reid and MSNBC. I'm starting to wonder if executives at MSNBC had demanded that Joy Reid not spread her racial divisiveness on their network. Since the summer of 2020, we have hours and hours of footage of Joy Reid preaching the good word, spreading the plague of mythical racism on MSNBC. For years, she was allowed to use the platform that MSNBC has given her. Keyword, given. I think I know why Joy Reid relates so much to cackling Cam Harris. Besides the obvious reason, of course, both Joy and Cam describe themselves as strong minority women. But the other reason our bundle of joy relates to Cam, they were both given their current jobs based on the standards of diversity, equity, and inclusion. John Biden selected Cam Harris as his pretend vice president because he wanted a minority woman. And MSNBC moved Joy Reid to prime time due to the same reasoning. Since our bundle of joy relates to Cam so much, maybe she can go see her hairstylist because she is in desperate need of a new hairdo. For years, Joy Reid was allowed to use her platform on MSNBC to spread the divisive plague of mythical racism. But lately, the Wicked Weave has moved to TikTok to preach the good word. I wonder why. I wonder if it has anything to do with the fact that she is consistently failing to draw 1 million viewers in prime time. A couple of weeks ago, MSNBC temporarily threw John Scarborough and his wife Tinka, or Mila, whatever the hell her name is. MSNBC threw them off the air because they were afraid they would say something incendiary after the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. Now, obviously, executives at MSNBC, they couldn't do that to Joy Reid. She would accuse them of mythical racism. They are silencing black voices. MSNBC doesn't want me spreading divisiveness anymore. This is pure speculation on my part, but I'm wondering if MSNBC told Joy Reid to tone down the rhetoric. Over the last couple of weeks, she has been more subdued, but on social media, she is still riding that broom and trying to convince minority voters that their only option is cackling Cam Harris. Going into this election, we already know what the media narrative is going to be. Cackling Cam, she represents a first for deacons at Woke United Methodist. And you guys know how much the deacons love a first. If Cam Harris is elected, she will not only become the first female president, she will also become the first black woman to become president. Woohoo! Yes, yes, yes. Of course, if Cam is elected, this disproves the ongoing narrative in the mainstream media that America is racist. Well, KC, didn't Barry the Obama disprove that narrative years ago? Yeah, you would think, but according to the media, America re-implemented her inherent racism in May of 2020 when George Floyd lost his life. Now, me personally, I don't have a problem with a black woman or any woman for that matter being elected president. Race, gender makes no difference to me. I just want the best candidate. I want the most qualified. I want the smartest, the brightest, the most intelligent. I want someone who isn't going to embarrass the country every time they are speaking on a global stage. I didn't always agree with him, but I voted for Barry the Obama twice. Why? Well, for starters, I was young. Plus, the other options were John McCain or the incredibly soft Mittens Romney. But to a young man in his early 20s who didn't know much about politics at the time, Barack Obama was relatable. He knew how to speak to my generation. Whether you loved him or hated him, one thing you can't take away from Barry, the dude is brilliant. One hell of a public speaker. Barack Obama, he is everything that Cam Harris is not. Now, unlike Joy Reid, I have a lot of black men in my audience. Well, KC, Joy Reid is insanely popular with minority viewers. She's a huge star in the black community. Oh, yeah? Well, according to Public Opinion Strategies, 70% of the audience at MSNBC, white. And according to Pew Research, only 34% of the people watching MSNBC actually trust the network. Since it seems like most black men aren't watching Joy Reid, I wanted to do her a favor and make sure you got the message. Because Joy Reid, she put together a special message for black voters. The sentiment of the message, it is eerily similar to what Johnny B. Biden told black voters 4 years ago when he was being interviewed by Charlie the Frog on The Breakfast Club. Watch for yourself.
Given the just stratospheric entrance of Vice President Kamala Harris into the presidential campaign, you're going to look real crazy being on the other side of that line, particularly as a person of color. But really as anyone who claims to have any connection to the culture. You're going to look real weird and real lonely on that side. The door needs to close behind Amber. And she looked crazy over there. You really are going to look crazy being on that side, given the cultural phenomenon of Vice President Kamala Debbie Harris. She's about to become the first woman president. Don't be on the wrong side of history. Don't find yourself on that lonely side, because you're going to look real crazy over there with Kid Rock and discount DJ Khaled. He's like bargain basement DJ Khaled. Sad. You don't want to be over there. People going to look crazy. But y'all go ahead and do it if you want to. I mean, I guess Kanye's over there. Good luck. They not like us.
Was that supposed to be comedy? First of all, truer words have never been spoken. I agree 100% with Joy Reid. We damn sure aren't like you. What Joy Reid is basically doing, she is ostracizing her own community. According to our bundle of joy, if you're a minority voter and you don't vote for Cam Harris, you are no longer welcome at Woke United Methodist. If you don't vote for Cam, you are going to be removed from what Joy Reid calls the culture. They're already demonizing Amber Rose for having the audacity to speak at the Republican convention. They are demonizing 50 Cent. They are ostracizing any minority who supports the Trumper. I thought Democrats were the party of unity. We are the party of inclusion. We are the party of diversity and woke love. I love you. You love me. What happened to Joy Reid's weave? Did her weave fall off while riding on her broom? In an effort to make Cam Harris seem more important, Joy Reid, she announced her full name. Kamala Debbie Harris, my pretend vice president, is a cultural phenomenon. Maybe Joy Reid will give Cam a nice nickname to make her more relatable. Maybe we can call her Lil Debbie. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have one more. Lil Wayne, Lil Boosie, Lil Flip, Lil Webby. Now we have Lil Debbie. One of the many problems with this message from Joy Reid, she's preaching a message of groupthink. What Joy Reid is basically saying is, if you're a minority voter, you're only allowed to vote one way. You're only allowed to vote how Joy Reid tells you to vote. God forbid you have a mind of your own. God forbid you have the audacity to vote for the Trumper. I mean, why would a black family support Trump? Who wants financial prosperity? Who wants a controlled southern border? Who wants to live in safe neighborhoods that are monitored by a fully staffed police department? Who wants all that? According to Joy Reid, you don't need the police. Call social worker Shanice. Social worker Shanice, she is far more qualified. If some dude is trying to break into your house, you don't want cops arriving on the scene with weapons that Joy Reid wants to be illegal. You want social worker Shanice to show up with her calendar to book an in-depth counseling session with a potential robber. That's how you deter criminal behavior. The mainstream media, they are continuing to claim that Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, are afraid of Cam Harris. But the truth is, this is another classic case of media projection. I've been telling you guys for months, the media, they're afraid. They are projecting their fear onto Trump. They are projecting their fear onto you and me. The media is afraid that they are losing the black vote. When Cam Harris was announced as the potential replacement for Johnny B. Biden, Donald Trump gained 2 percentage points with black voters. Now, sure, Cam Harris still leads by, I think it was 64 points with black voters, but Donald Trump doesn't need the majority. If he can get 15 or 20% of the black vote, this election is over. And he is getting dangerously close to that number, which is why people like Joy Reid are ostracizing people in their own community who refuse to do what they're told. But give me your thoughts on this. Joy Reid humiliates herself again. She uses modern rap references to try to sway black voters. You're not like us. Yeah, that message sounded a lot better when it was coming from Kendrick Lamar instead of Joy Reid. Do you think MSNBC has demanded that Joy Reid not spread these messages on their network? Like I said, she's been doing this a lot on TikTok lately instead of MSNBC. Has Joy Reid been silenced, for lack of a better word, by her own network? Let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share the video. Appreciate your support. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, and I'll see you guys later.